Yo, what's going on, guys? Mac here, and I'm gonna bring you another video of just random BSery and random talks and random thoughts that I've been having and everything like that. So I just wanted to video log it and stuff like that because why not? All right. So here we go. So this weekend, I was working at the house, doing some more self-thought, because I'm always doing self-thought apparently, because I have a lot of free time, a good bit of free time on my hands, especially while I'm out in the woods hunting and stuff like that. I've been reading and everything like that, and it's come to and I suddenly realized something. It's like this year is the first year in a very long time, first time in a while, that I've decided to want things. And what I mean by that is that we all have our wants. We all have wants, all right? However, I've always put things off on the back burner, especially these last few years with doing it, because we've always been my wife and I, we are as I said before in one of our videos, we were paying off debt like a crazy person. And what that means was that we put our wants completely on the back burner. We didn't even think about what we wanted or anything like that, like those little treats and stuff that people want to buy and stuff like that because they think it's cool or a hobby or something like that. And we put those off on the back burner. We put it off on the back burner for close to 2.5 years. That's how long we were working on it. We paid off almost over $121,000 worth of debt. That's a lot, ladies and gents. And some of you guys might be thinking, man, that really is a lot. I can't believe somebody got $121,000 worth of debt. And this is just consumer debt. This wasn't even like home loan or anything like that. This is just regular consumer debt because we follow the Dave Ramsey program. And let me tell you, if you and your spouse get together and then actually start laying out your debts and stuff, you'll realize it's a lot more than what you think, because it is. When we combined it all and everything like that, it was crazy. Let me tell you how I was like, because at the time I was making a certain amount of money, a lot less than what I'm making right now. And I was looking at it as like, man, I think maybe like a fifth, maybe a sixth of my yearly income is even what this is. And that's how much of like a wow factor was for me. It's like, and then I started breaking it down. I was like, what? After I listed them all, I was like, man, I got all these pointless debts. No wonder why I'm not happy, stressing every paycheck to paycheck, because I got all these stupid little payments coming out here and there, and it's all typical stuff. Everybody's fallen through it at least once. It comes from like a furniture set, student loans. That's a big crisis now. Let me tell you, student loans comes from just everything you can think of, vehicles to, just like individual department store credit cards and things like that. And it's just unbelievable if you actually take a look and start adding it all up, and then you realize no wonder why almost 75% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That is a true fact. You can look at all statistics. 75% of almost every American lives paycheck to paycheck. If you take a room of four people, one person may not be living paycheck to paycheck, while the other three are. So look about like the three closest people to you, and it's like one of them isn't living paycheck to paycheck, statistically. Now, if you take, this is over a whole broader group and stuff like that. Some financial officers took a look at it and whatnot, but that's just how it is. And ever since the wife and I paid off all this debt and everything like that, and got our good emergency fund funded up, and we're starting to put back money for land and building a home, our forever home, and putting money back for, like, instead of like getting another car loan, and we're just gonna pay cash straight up for our next vehicle whenever that's gonna happen. Maybe when the next kid is here, maybe, who knows, or when one of my vehicle, or when my green personal Toyota Tundra decides to explode, because she's old. Sunshine's old. I've had to do some work on her and stuff like that, but that's besides the point. Let me get back on topic here about the wants. And now that we're putting back money, and you can put back a lot more money when you don't have all those small debts coming out. Let me tell you, you can see that little nest egg that you always wished you had just grow and grow and grow and grow like a madman, and grow at an exponential rate. And instead of using that credit card for the emergency, you can actually use that little emergency fund you built up as for the emergency, what it's supposed to be. You can't build up that emergency fund with all that debt. And once you have all those small debts, that take like $20 here, $40 here, and actually able to put that into your savings account and stuff like that, you're able to build up that emergency fund just like crazy. Now, this is where it came into the next problem that I discovered we had, and is the wants. Like I said before in the beginning of this video, we put our wants way behind. Say, hey, Bella. That's my ferocious German Shepherd. But anyways, we put our wants, second. We lived very frugally. We didn't go out. We didn't buy anything we wanted and stuff like that for 2.5 years. That's insane. However, it created a problem. It's like, now we're in this position to where we can get what we want, but we're slightly afraid to do it, because it's like, we were talking about, getting one of those air fryers, from one of those air fryers, and we're looking at them. It's like, man, that's $80. We don't want to spend $80 on an air fryer. It's bloody $80 now that we don't have to pay for anything but pay cash for everything. Some of you guys spend $80 on gas. Well, here in the Northeast Georgia, probably not, because gas is incredibly cheap now. But it is just completely insane about, like, it's like we're afraid to spend that money, even like small amounts. I mean, it's crazy. And I was talking with my wife and stuff like that, and we were just discussing some things, and we mentioned this to each other. We mentioned it to each other, and she was telling me, it's like, yeah, I've always wanted to get this. I've always wanted to get this. And then I started telling her my wants. It's like, oh, I wanted to get this as well. I wanted to get this and get this and get this. And it's like, pretty much, this was the awesomest part and makes me the luckiest man alive. Is like, my wife said, basically, it's not a matter of, holding ourselves back. It's more a matter of preventing, giving ourselves permission to spend the money. And what I mean by that is, we don't need, like, not only do we really want to hear, we'll tell each other about how much we spend and stuff, because we ain't afraid to tell and everything like that, but it's more along the lines of self-permission. And I told my wife I wanted to, to get new Xbox. I wanted to get a deer stand. I wanted to get a hiking pack for my hiking trips and stuff like that. And she's like, do it. She just said flat out, just do it. Ooh, the sun come out. That's nice. And I know some of you married folks and stuff, you tell your significant other, hey, I want to get an Xbox. I want to get a deer stand, especially some of you hunters. I want to get a new fishing rod. I want to get blah, blah, blah. Some of your wives are going to be like, no. But you're going to do it anyway. And it's going to create some drama, blah, blah, blah. But my wife said, go ahead, do it. And that just shocked me, it's because even though I know that we could do it and stuff like that, it's just weird because we were both in that whole save, pay off debt mindset that we completely forgot about what it means to spend money. And we were going to start falling into the trap of just constantly saving money, not actually using it, not actually getting the gratification of spending your hard-earned money. And let me tell you, it made me so happy to hear that my wife was perfectly okay with, me spending money on an Xbox, PS5, a deer stand, whatever I really wanted, basically. All right. And it just made me happy. And that's just something I just really wanted to talk about, is like my wife is like perfectly okay with me dropping, $400 or $500 on something because we can. And it's mainly because we worked together for 2.5 years to pay off debt. Okay, so during that whole entire debt period, paying off debt and everything like that, living very frugally, she learned to trust me to make good decisions that will never set us back. And it also did the same with me. It's like I learned to trust my wife to make the same type of decisions for her wants as well. And I know it sounds silly, and I know it sounds crazy, and I know it sounds very weird hearing it, but money is a very, very big problem in any relationship. Money will always be a problem in any relationship. I'm sorry. No matter how hard you fight it, money will always be a problem. And once we started doing this whole Dave Ramsey program and stuff and got together with it, and we completely forgot about our old thoughts of money and started doing it together, the trust between me and her skyrocketed well beyond everything. And we are well more happy for it and stuff like that. And now we're entering a new stage of a new stage. And it's so dang exciting because I know how some of you folks, how some people have been together a while and stuff, they fall into like the simple type of routine, the simple type of a thing, and it's just, I wouldn't say the spark's gone, but the flame is definitely dimmed a little. And this just made it it made me feel like a new spark was ignited. And I can't tell you how excited I am for this new stage of our lives to come, because in the future, we're hoping very soon that when we start, when we find our land and we start building, there's going to be a different kind of stage, and probably be a little bit more stressful, but not like in the way of just like financially stressful, more along the lines of building a house type stressful. So right now we are going through this period of just straight up joy and and excitement, because we're giving ourselves permission to spend money on things. My wife, she's a Costa fan. She likes wearing Costas, and I told her, do it. Get yourself a new pair of Costas. She earned it. She's on the road all the time, and she wants to get a sexy pair of aviators, and she's gonna look good in them, and because she looks good in anything she wears, and I'm like, go ahead, do it. I mean, she's still holding back on it a little bit, but I want her to get it because it's something that she wants. She has a lot less wants than me. Let me tell you, for some odd reason, because of this COVID, and because of us finishing up our debt and stuff like that, I've suddenly had urges of wants. All right. I suddenly had urges of wanting to get a gaming computer, getting the new consoles coming out, getting... I noticed I need a deer stand because the climber that I'm borrowing from my lovely stepfather, it is hurting my back a lot climbing in it. I mean, sitting in it. I tweaked my back this weekend from sitting in it, and dear God, I just wanted to. I texted him. I said, I'm gonna throw this thing at you, and I'm gonna light this damn thing on fire because it hurts. And he laughed at me. He said, "Go ahead and," he said, and he's like, "Hey, quit being a cheap bastard. Buy yourself one." And I was like, "I probably will. All right, you turd." But you know, it's like I had all these. Suddenly, I had a growth, like a smorgasbord of bloody wants that it's just been unreal, and I'm enjoying it. However, I'm doing it smartly. Okay, I'm not going out there and just straight up buying everything I really wanted. You know, shopping spree and stuff. Because let me tell you, I could easily this weekend or next weekend or whenever I have free time to go out there and get everything I wanted. I could easily do that. However, that's not the smart thing to do. I mean, that's irresponsible. That is completely dumb. That is just a waste. So I'm also enjoying planning about what I'm getting when and how I'm getting it and stuff like that. And because that's just what I want to do. And I'm so proud of my wife, so proud of myself, and I'm so proud of us getting to this stage of where we're, instead of us being that typical 75%, we're now that 25% that doesn't live paycheck to paycheck, that can treat themselves when they really want and stuff like that, because that's enjoyable. Let me tell you, that is enjoyable. And now we're on this stage. Now let me tell you, folks, we're trying to work up to the next stage. All right, because here's the thing: if we stayed at this stage, it'd be perfectly fine for every normal what people consider well-off people and stuff like that. It'd be perfectly fine from the outside looking in, but the inside, we want to strive and grow and get better. And we've been learning a lot more about money and stuff. It is so crazy. That concept about money is something that it seems simple, but once you start getting into inner depth and diving through it, man, it is a lot more complicated than that simple piece of paper, simple coin, or the simple ones and zeros that make up your bank account, make up your financial situation. It has a lot more depth to it, and it's a lot more complicated than what it seems. And so both her and I have been reading up. We've been experimenting, been practicing. I've been practicing with like stock markets and stuff like that. I've been reading some financial books and stuff like that. Take it from these masters and stuff like that make these books and everything, that wrote these books and stuff. And let me tell you, it's hard to read. It's hard to read them sometimes, because some of them are I wouldn't say they're difficult. I would say just some of them are just, man, they're long-winded, to say the least. But when I was reading this recent one, is the Tony Robinson's 7 Simple Steps. You would think a book about 7 simple steps would be short. No, this thing is close to like 600, 700 pages long. And it's not even the big font for typical books. It's small font. And it is a hard read. But what I realize is the reason why it's a hard read for that is because it's basically reconditioning my mind to a different way of thinking, and that takes time, and that takes a lot of determination, because you are not going to read this big old book without having some type of determination, and you have to have that determination to read it, and then that's when you can actually get into the good juicy stuff of it, because it's going to test you. And it did me. I was reading it and got to like page 50. I was like, I haven't even got to these simple steps yet. What the heck's going on? But as I keep reading, the more I'm starting to remember, better remembering it. She stepped over the electric fence. Yeah, that's what you get. But yeah, and I know this one was kind of weird, and as always, my videos seems to always, the videos I do always seem to go off the rail for no apparent reason other than I can't really get my thoughts straight and everything. But that's the whole point of me doing these videos. I just want to say what's on my mind, and then let that train of thought just carry on through. So the biggest takeaway of this video for anybody who's listening, for everybody who wants to listen, is learn to master yourself, and then you can start mastering money. Okay? Learn to master yourself, and then you can start mastering your money. Okay? Think about that. Think about that, especially any of those financial, people who have been thinking about trying to learn finances and stuff like that. Learn about yourself, master yourself, and then you can start trying to master the money game. Because the number one reason why 75% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck is because they don't have mastery of themselves. All right? They think it's a money problem. It is not a money problem. It is a person problem. Okay? So think about that. All right? If you're blaming, take it from me, I didn't make a lot of money when we started our debt-free journey. I did not. My wife makes considerable amount more money than me, but because I was able to manage the money better, I was able to pay off debt a lot better than what she was. But when we started bringing it all together, we both started picking up traits, good habits from each other on the money part, and now we have never been more on the same page. Okay, and now we're just happy. Me and my wife are just happy, and I can honestly say I'm a lucky man to have her and everything. So I just wanted to, as I'm gonna repeat it one more time, master yourself before you master the money, because it is not a money problem if you're stuck in a paycheck to paycheck situation. It is a you problem. Okay? Just think about that. Think about it long and hard. All right? Alrighty, well, I'm going to let you guys go, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I know I'm going to. The sun's out. It just stopped raining, so the sun's out, so I'm going to enjoy this little breeze we got going on. I'm going to read more of that book that I've been talking about, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you guys would, go ahead and give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to hear about, what you want to hear, different kind of opinion and stuff like that, and what's on your mind. Go ahead, just tell me what's on your mind. Alrighty, well, this is Mac signing off. Hope you all have a good day. Work hard. Peace.